how much was your first commission?
A little under $24,247.
Well, that's very good.
Had
First year in this business, already gonna do over six figures in your commissions. Welcome back to my page, Money Making Juggernaut. I'm your host, Eric Richardson, the #1 educator in the asset recovery business. Today, we have a success story. I am here with Sid. He's located in Texas and he's been crushing it lately. So we're going to talk to him and see how he's been doing so well. So Sid, welcome to the channel. Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you got going on.
Thanks. My name is Sid Dean. I'm located in a little town about 45 minutes west of Fort Worth. One of the reasons I like this is I can sit at my desk and don't have to go out and try to meet with folks, etc. I'm a realtor, been a realtor for about 15 years now, and done multiple things. Our latest piece of it before we got into this is we were doing land flipping for about the last 4 or 5 years. That space is getting a little bit crowded as we speak, so started looking for something new and found Money Making Juggernaut. And so we've been in this business now about 5 years. 5 months, and we just got our first paycheck about 2 to 3 weeks ago.
Awesome. Okay, so you have a pretty well-versed background being a real estate agent, doing land flipping for the wholesale. How would you compare surplus funds to those industries?
It we also were doing pre-foreclosures a little bit, and the reason we got into this piece of it is I got tired of talking to pissed off people. This one, you've got the ability to help folks, number one, just like we were on the other one, but it's much clearer. Texas is a non-judicial state, so we have to be a little bit cautious about how we go out to people and tell them what their potential overage is. But it's just a cleaner deal. We go several different ways that we market to people. But if you can ever make contact with them, the success rate and the closing percentage is pretty high.
So I noticed that a lot of people, when they hop into this industry compared to other ones, their mindset is a little bit off because, in our industry, it's a numbers game. For starters, we don't know their correct phone number. We don't know their correct mailing address. So how are you able to wrap your head around the fact that, I'm going to have to market, and then there's a small percentage of people who actually respond to me?
Well, we had that in the land business as well,
Okay.
but it's a numbers game, and that's really what I'm into now. To date, we've just been doing Texas. We have a service that attends the auctions. We do not attend them. They give us the potential overage, the starting bid, final bid. So we've got a potential overage of X number of dollars, which we know. So we start from that point with our mailers directly to the client of what their potential overage is, and then we of course follow up with various ways of following it up till we hopefully get in touch with them. It's a numbers game. It's just I've been in sales for all my life, and so it's as you can tell, I'm a high mileage vehicle at this point in time. But it's sales. It's number one. You're not going to win them all. You're not going to. In fact, I've been underbid with a couple of different places that we lost out on because I'm not going to take something at 10%. If you we're paying for lawyers and everything else. There's not enough money unless they've got a huge overage to make it justifiable. So
Absolutely. Yeah, so in Texas, on the non-judicial mortgage foreclosures, they conduct their sales on the first Tuesday of every month, known as Super Tuesdays. So if this is where bulk of your deals are coming from, how soon are you guys marketing?
day one.
Awesome.
We've got, well, within the first 2 days, I should say. Again, the service, we've got them about 8 counties, 9 counties, I guess, that they're giving us results from. And some of them come out day one, same day. But all of them will be back to us within 2 days, 3 days at the most, after the first Tuesday. So we'll get them, let's just say worst case, on Friday. So I've already everything that we got this month's already got a letter in the mail.
Now, you just mentioned that you got your first payout, so that's huge. Congratulations on that. How much was your first commission?
A little under $24,247.
Well, that's very good.
They
Yeah.
started with $117,000 in overage,
hmm
and after all the yada yada yadas were paid, the overage came down to $96,990, and we
hmm
got 25%. So he got a check for 72,000 plus. So he's very happy, and we're very happy as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. And then you also have deals in your pipeline. How many other deals are you working on right now?
We've got 8 others that are in the pipeline.
Hmm.
We've been hitting about 1 to 2 a month, and so again, we've got again with everything with our lawyers, they've all got letters going out to substitutes by now. And if it's all at quote unquote the potential, we'll be hitting right around 107, $108,000.
Amazing. So, first year in this business, already going to do over six figures in your commissions. That's amazing. So, what are the next steps for you? Because you've been able to, just at 1 to 2 deals per month in Texas. Imagine if you guys were doing 1 to 2 deals per month each state and you were targeting like 10 states. Is that something on your mind that you want to expand?
Well, yes, absolutely. Number one, we just signed up for Access Elite.
Hmm.
And so we're on a national piece of it. So I've got to get that piece of it going together. I think that I've been making all the marketing from this desk here that can't scale. We've only got so many times. You need to be talking to confirmed people.
Hmm.
So as you well know, we've discussed prior to this. We're going to talk about some cold callers that will up that. And so I'm going to probably, I got 3 or 4 other states that I've looked at that I think I want to go after. And then I just got to kind of zero in on some counties. So yes, the scale you've got to, you can't be a one-man band.
Yeah.
We were able to do that in the land business pretty well, me and one partner,
Hmm.
but it was all done with direct mail and very, very little person-to-person contact.
Yeah.
Or this one is a relationship business. You've got to build trust. You've got to be able to get past the scam
Hmm.
uh, piece of it.
And how
And
are you doing that? I mean, I can hear from your voice, you sound trustworthy. You don't sound like somebody that's a, a scammer. So how are you winning these people over?
if I can, well, again, I've been in sales for a long time. I've been a realtor for a long time. It's not it's just if you can get them on the phone, that's the biggest piece of it. And or leave a voicemail for them. I don't do there's no more ringless voicemails in my business. I don't like orange. I
Yeah,
don't look good in an orange jumpsuit down in
exactly.
Poland cotton or anything like
Yeah.
that. So yeah, so what we've got to do now is automate, and we've got the ability to do that, and then we've got to just talk to confirmed people. And that's we had one of those. We had some VAs calling in our land business, and
Hmm.
that helped expand that as well. So I guess what I've done to date is just it's try to prove the model works, right?
Yeah.
I now know the model works. It's just getting how do you get it to scale into a business, and so that's
Yeah.
where we.
And you use attorneys on your claims. Are you able to leverage that to build the trust with the clients when they are skeptical?
Absolutely. All of our basic, well, our material basically says we never handle the money. That's one of our caveats is that everything is done through the lawyer. It will go
Nice.
to the lawyer's account. The lawyer will basically distribute it per the service agreement which you've signed. And so it takes out a lot of the ambiguity
Hmm.
of and trust factor. And I've got a very good relationship with the lawyer. And I say, here's a lawyer. If you want to call him and talk to him,
Yeah.
give me 2 days. He'll have your paperwork and he'll be able to tell you where they're at. So again, it's just going in and letting people get them on the phone, letting them know that you're trying to help them.
Hmm.
That's the biggest piece. The
Exactly.
kicker becomes, I think, in this business, the reason it's hard to get people on the phone is because at least 6 months prior to the foreclosure, they're going to have people hounding them about, I want to buy your house at 10 cents on the dollar. I want to, I'll take over your mortgage. I'll do this. I'll do that.
Subject
And
to wholesaling.
they've
Yeah.
just gotten to the point they're like an armadillo. They go in the hole and they hide, right? And so you've got to figure out where are they hiding.
Yeah.
And that's skip tracing and emailing and yada yada yada.
So, since you already had a background in real estate and wholesaling land, how was your learning process for surplus funds? Did you hear about surplus funds years ago, or did you come across my YouTube? How did you actually learn this business?
I actually had a another YouTube thing I was watching for a while,
Hmm.
and it's Fulber. I mean, you probably know him. So I was looking at some of his stuff and just got into because we were doing the pre-foreclosures. What
Hmm.
happens after it? You don't get the pre-foreclosure ball. it's going to go to auction. And what happens after the auction? Well, after the auction, if they've got an excess, well, how does that handle? So we just kind of for following the money, if you
Mhm.
will, and trying to figure out the various ways and the various places to interject ourselves into the foreclosure process.
Absolutely. So it was a pretty streamlined process to go into surplus funds because you already knew about pre-foreclosures, numbers, real
Yeah,
estate.
yeah, right. And again, being a realtor for folks for
Mhm.
15 years, I know title. I know how to how to
Perform due
complete
diligence.
how to
Yeah.
do due diligence. Same way we were doing with our land. We had various places that we could go and actually use the tools to
Mhm.
look at the land and whatnot before we put a purchase offer on it. And then actually and just again had a process that from the time we direct mail them to the time we close it to the time we sold it after we closed it.
Yeah.
So, and we weren't wholesaling. We were purchasing property. Uh,
Okay.
and so it made a difference.
Hmm.
I'm going to give you X number of dollars next Tuesday. And the same way with this. I mean, it's you can't get them that. And I tell these people, look, if you think you're going to get something in 2 weeks, I apologize. I cannot help you. This is a 3, 4 month process in
Yeah.
Texas, and
Yeah.
there's no way that we're going to short circuit.
Yeah.
You might get a substitute trustee that actually responds to you the same day he gets a letter, but
Yeah.
that's very, very rare.
Yeah, exactly. They have to confirm the sale. The sale has to be finalized. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
there's a lot to it. So, I mean, in a 6 month span, you are able to have over six figures in your pipeline. You've already been paid out on one deal over 24,000. What would be a piece of advice to somebody new getting into this industry that you could give to them so that they can actually take action?
I think that the biggest thing is is what we do. Get on a whiteboard. Take the process from the time it goes to auction to the time it gets paid out. Figure out what the steps were, and figure out how you're going to go to market. We've got 3 different ways that we go to market to try to connect with these people. We use direct mail. That's number one.
Mhm.
We also when we skip trace we get email, so we're using email. And then the last one is I should say last, but the other one is cold calls.
Mhm.
It's I'm following up on a letter I sent you last week. I'm following up, I got a return address on my mailer, so that address is no longer. How's the best way to get in touch with whatever? I sent 3 out this morning that were deceased. How do I get in touch with the heirs of XYZ or John Smith or John Doe? So it's just consistency. This business and any other sales business is just consistency and follow up. You're not going to send out a direct mail and they're going to automatically throw their hands up, say, Sid, you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. Come talk to me and figure out how we can get you some money. That's not going to happen. This is a follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, and finally get a response. And I am very interested in the excess elite and the texting because if we can figure out a way and you can help me with the A2P stuff and we can actually legally text people, then I'm all in.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Sid. You dropped a lot of gems for the viewers out there. The key takeaway is follow up, follow up, follow up.
Yeah.
And I love the whole process where you can outline it on a whiteboard. I'm pretty sure, going through the trainings, you're like, hey, this is a lot to take in. But when you applied everything on a whiteboard, you made it a very simple process.
And
I
it,
like
and the other one is to get you the last one, get a good CRM. I'm
it.
very excited pretty much about the Access Elite. I've had CRMs for 20 years.
Yeah. Okay.
I need something that's easy to use and that I can get other people to intervene and do part of that work for me.
With your team. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So,
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Sid, for sharing your story, and we appreciate it.
no problem.